first chapter of X-Men 97's three-part season finale is here, featuring a large collection of exciting references and epic Easter eggs. So here are some of the biggest Easter eggs and references in episode 8 of X-Men 97, including some friendly neighborhood ones. This Marvel fan was going crazy. So the first one on the list is Cable's computer cube. It's like Jarvis, but in cube form. Cable's cube computer is briefly featured at the beginning of the episode, the advanced AI that provides him with time stream navigation and knowledge, and was first seen in the original X-Men series. It makes me want my own version of the cube, because who honestly wouldn't want unlimited time travel capabilities, man? Now this next one was actually kind of an MCU connection, but also just comic connection. Beast references the Sorcerers of Kamar-Taj with their studies of absolute points in time. The Kamar-Taj reference on its own is pretty exciting, confirming another key aspect beyond just the X-Men in this Marvel universe. Oh, just knowing that there's so many capabilities of everyone meeting up in there, it's crazy to think about. Seeing as how both Doctor Strange and Wong were featured in the original animated series, it tells us that they're still around somewhere, and who knows if they'll show up in future seasons. Now this next one, you have to pay close attention to the broadcast on the TV in the episode, because I almost missed this one. During the television broadcast, William Stryker is featured speaking on the news about the inevitability of war between humans and mutants. A core part of the Weapon X program, this version of William Stryker mirrors the comics. So that's right, Weapon X is around, man, and it's very interesting to see his take on the war between humans and mutants. So as we all know, Magneto is that guy. He's one of the biggest BAs in this entire series, and this episode just proves it even more. But there is a little Easter egg and reference that you can spot actually on him. Magneto is imprisoned at the OTZ facility. As Valerie Cooper speaks to him, his arm is shown with his tattoo identification number given to him by the Nazis when he was a child in Auschwitz. And actually, they're the same numbers seen in Fox's live-action X-Men movies and the original numbers Magneto had in the comics. But that just makes it more interesting and cooler, right? Sorry, I'm just a big Magneto fanboy at this point. Now, this next Easter egg I'm very excited about because of being a huge Iron Man fan that I am, thank you MCU and Robert Downey Jr., there is a reference to the man himself in this episode. While investigating Bastion's childhood home, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Cable find old toys along with a poster promoting the Stark Expo and a feature on robotics. In the MCU, the Stark Expo was a massive celebration of science and innovation put on by Howard Stark as early as the 1940s, and later was revived by Tony Stark's Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Bastion took inspiration from Tony Stark himself to create all the Sentinels and everything that's going on currently. I don't know why, but everything always leads back to Tony Stark and Stark Industries. That company really has some problems. Now this episode also came with a bunch of cameos, especially the one that probably blew everyone's mind and everyone's talking about currently on the internet. But let's get to the first one, which really just made me smile. Doctor Doom is revealed to be a member of OZT. Speaking with Bastion via a video conference, Doom confirms his collusion while also implying that he didn't know about the massive war crime against Genosha. It could result in negative geopolitical consequences for the supervillain. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose his dictatorship, of course. But another member of the OZT was revealed, and this one made me smile as well. Marvel fans were treated in this episode. The classic Captain America villain Baron Zemo is revealed to be a member of OTZ as well. Following Doom's comment, Zemo warns that Bastion's Prime Sentinel program can't go wide as long as the President of the United States and other leaders see the X-Men as heroes and allies to humanity. I feel like he just wasn't as good in the MCU, but seeing him in his comic accurate form in X-Men 97 just makes me so happy, bro. He looks so good. And I also love how all these villains are like, hey, you didn't tell me about all this. Like, they're not super villain and kill a bunch of people themselves. We'll gloss over that, I guess. The next Easter egg is really interesting because I love Morph, and Morph just loves to turn into things that we love. As we seen with the last episode, he turned into Quicksilver, which was really cool. Well, this episode, he brings a very prominent family member into the mix. The X-Men still in the mansion take a fight to the hordes of mutant-killing cyborgs. This includes Morph, who takes on the form of Juggernaut. Having been featured multiple times in the original X-Men series, Juggernaut is Xavier's human half-brother who was imbued with incredible size and strength by the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak. Literally, it just makes Morph one of the coolest characters ever. I mean, this man can take on any form of anyone and pretty much use any of their powers. Like, I feel like there needs to be a whole, like, fan base around Morph somewhere. So, if you're a fan of Morph, let me know in the comments. Now, there's also another reference to the throwback X-Men series, and it happens when Jubilee and Sunspot are at the mall. Having been shopping, Jubilee and Sunspot flee the mall while avoiding incoming fire from these nasty Prime Sentinels. Naturally, Jubilee declares that she is so done with malls, a reference to the premiere episodes of the original X-Men series from the 90s, where a group of original model Sentinels attacked her before she was rescued by the X-Men, which then they ultimately welcomed her into the ranks. So it was a classic throwback reference to like Jubilee, how she became a part of the X-Men, which was really cool for anyone that caught that. Now, in this episode, there's also multiple references to a famous movie series and movie franchise that I'm sure most of you probably picked up on, but if you didn't, let's go ahead and jump into those. As confirmed on Twitter by X-Men 97 creator and head writer Beau DeMayo, it's confirmed that various James Bond movies served as some key inspiration for multiple moments in the episode. This includes Moonraker inspiring Wolverine's freefall fight, which was absolutely amazing, by the way. Wolverine finally got his moment, baby. Goldmember inspiring the Summers family car chase. Hey, a classic Summers family road trip, baby. And You Only Live Twice for Bastion's OTZ headquarters. Now, one of the coolest heroes of all time, in my opinion, finally got what we've all been waiting for. Nightcrawler is finally seen wielding swords just as he often does in the comics. However, X-Men 97 ups the ante by giving Kurt 3 swords to wield simultaneously thanks to his tail. Additionally, Nightcrawler gets to add these 3 blades to Wolverine's 6, joining back to back as they take on an entire group of Bastion's new Prime Sentinels. Which this whole entire scene is absolutely incredible, bro. It's one of the best fight scenes they've had in the series so far, and it just got me so hyped to see him teleporting, and we got to see Wolverine's perspective teleporting with Nightcrawler. That was pretty interesting and totally different. I loved every second of it. Moving on to a reference directly involving the villain, because, you know, we got to talk about him. Let's talk about the Atlas on Bastion's car. Bastion's car is briefly featured with a hood ornament of Atlas, the Greek titan burdened with carrying the world on his shoulders. This symbolizes how Bastion sees himself and his mission to end all mutants, a task and a burden that only he is capable of taking on. I just love this because it shows a more deeper meaning in the writing and the way they made the series, because it's something that you would totally gloss over, but if you take a deeper look at it, it just has a deeper meaning to everything they include. We all know that Magneto is that guy. We've said it multiple times. We've even said that he might actually be right, which is a direct reference to something in the comics, as Magneto amplifies his powers via the North Pole, which mirrors the comic Fatal Attraction storyline. Valerie Cooper confirms her belief that Magneto was right. Having realized that Magneto knew the truth about humanity's inability to coexist with mutants, the Magneto was right line is a classic slogan from the comics, appearing on shirts worn by students at the Xavier School. It's a major moment in the X-Men 97 show that shows Magneto is done playing by Xavier's rules. Literally, Marvel needs to make this on a shirt because I would buy this in a heartbeat. I want that shirt so bad. Marvel, if you're watching this, please make it. You can thank me later. Now, going back to a lot of the cameos that we've seen in this episode, some of these will surprise you and just make you go crazy. So let's go ahead and knock these out. During Magneto's power surge, we can see a bunch of different characters reacting to it, and one of those is the Silver Samurai. Having been featured in the original X-Men series, Silver Samurai is a classic Wolverine villain who also made his live-action debut in 2013's The Wolverine. As such, it will be exciting to see if he makes any future appearances beyond this short cameo in X-Men 97. But that's not the only one that we see. It's revealed that Magneto inadvertently set loose none other than Omega Red. And in the original series, Omega Red was frozen multiple times, so this just shows that Omega Red is coming, baby, and the X-Men better be prepared. And then we got the cameo that everyone was waiting for, and man, it did not disappoint, even if it was only like 2 seconds long. None other than Spider-Man himself is featured reacting to the Master of Magnetism's declaration of war. Now, this was super exciting, and I think all Marvel fans are talking about it right now. Like, come on, Marvel, when is Spider-Man 98 coming out? We all want it. After following the premiere episode's Daily Bugle newspaper tease, as well as Spider-Man's past crossover with the X-Men as seen in his own Spider-Man animated series from the 90s, hopefully this is a tease for future crossovers between the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and the X-Men. And Beau DeMayo also confirmed that this was the 90s Spider-Man, so this is just even better, man. And there you have it, a bunch of Easter eggs and references in episode 8 of X-Men 97. Did I miss any? If I did, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm bound to have missed some. If you like this video, check out this video right here because it's more of me, and you'll probably enjoy that one if you like this one, and I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.